So those two stories are just a warm-up. It is time now for the Fox 4 with Ben Ferguson, the radio talk show host, here tonight to help us have this 4-minute conversation. Hi, Ben.
Good evening.
Hey, all right, let's kick it off with Hillary. Hillary Clinton, you know, she gave her first national interview since saying that she's going to run for president. And one of the things she talked a lot about was trust, but polls are showing that Americans don't trust her. So let me ask you, should we trust Hillary Clinton?
Well, I would look at one of the big oopses of this interview. She said she was never served with papers on Benghazi. And guess what? She was, in fact, served with papers from Benghazi. And the man who served those papers was more than happy to show it to the media. So when you say that the American people are going to trust you, you're asked a question about Benghazi, and if you were served to come before this committee and testify on Benghazi, and then you say you never were served, and then you can see blatantly that that was a lie, I think she's got a hard time telling people, hey, trust me, when in your first campaign interview, you automatically tell something that's just not true.
Well, and you know, I don't know if you saw how she treated reporters. She doesn't seem to trust reporters at all. She got the rope, and she's feet away from them, corralling all these reporters during a parade.
Yeah, which is just, it shows, I think, the arrogance of her campaign staff. They obviously know that she's the front runner. They aren't taking Bernie Sanders seriously. So I think you wouldn't see her do this if she thought she was not in the front running position. But these are the same missteps that got her in trouble when she ran against Barack Obama. Remember, she was in the lead there, overwhelming, and Barack Obama came out of really nowhere and absolutely beat her in not only the debates but also with his charisma. And if she continues to treat the media this way and others, I think it's going to come back to haunt her.
Well, you know, one of the things she said is that she's disappointed in Donald Trump. That she felt bad for him, and it's curious to me that she used the word disappointed. I say that to my kids.
Yeah, well, not only that, but
it's so condescending.
Well, here's the other thing. Don't forget, they are very good friends in the past. I mean, not only has Donald Trump given thousands of dollars in campaign contributions to Hillary Clinton directly, he's also given more than $100,000 to the Clinton Foundation, and they also attended his wedding and one of his children's wedding. They're very good friends in New York, or they were until recently. And then for her to come out and try to distance herself from Donald Trump, I'd say look at the cash. I mean, when you give 6 figures to someone and then all of a sudden you act like you don't know him and you're disappointed by him, you got to look at the money, because she had no problem cashing those checks when they came in.
Well, and then maybe that circles back to trust. But talking about Trump, he just kind of seems to keep digging it in, just getting deeper and deeper.
This is one of the most narcissistic people I've ever met in politics, and that's saying something. I mean, the idea that every time he gets questioned by someone, he says that someone's an idiot or a dope or stupid or a dumb person, and then he also, every time that he's asked about anything, he talks about how wealthy he is, how rich he is, how much money he has.
Well, he does have a lot of money.
He does, but I mean, that's not a way to connect with an average voter, is to remind them how poor they are and how rich you are. And if anyone ever asks you a tough question, you say that reporter or that journalist is an idiot or stupid or beneath me. It, again, shows the narcissism of Donald Trump's campaign, but yet that's going to be who he is. I'll give him one thing. He has been consistent in who he is, and you can't criticize him for that. He's not changed who the Donald Trump is at all.
Yeah, true to himself. He says he can win the Latino vote. Do you think he can?
No, I do not think he can win the Latino vote, and I think one of the reasons why is because when he goes out there, he doesn't think before he speaks, and then if he's challenged, instead of saying that he's sorry or he overstepped when he was referring to a lot of illegal immigrants as rapists, he doubled down on it. And this is a guy that I can't imagine him actually being in a position where he would have to negotiate with foreign countries, negotiate nuclear deals with Iran. I mean, if he won't even back down and say, hey, I probably went too far on this, is there anything he would ever apologize for? I think it's pretty obvious. He's not going to apologize ever, even if he is wrong.
Well, I don't know, Ben. It's still early in this election campaign year, so there might be more things he might have to apologize for. So we'll keep watching and see if he does.
If he does, I owe you dinner.
Okay, and I'll take you up on it. Ben Ferguson, thank you. As always, you can follow Ben on Twitter. He is @Ben Ferguson Show. Thank you, Ben.
Thanks.